What are you doing?
I want to have the new sled. Today, why?
Oh. Well, let's go for a ride. So, there's the sled. Oh, lean the other way. There you go. So, I'm pulling my son right now through about knee-deep snow. Give me a nice workout. He enjoys it. Just thought you might want to see what it does in some deep powder. And later on, I'll show you how I built it. Probably go over some costs too. Anyway, it is snowy. And I'm cold. Okay, so here I am. I just parked the sled. There's my strap and there's my son. What you'll notice is that I'm actually going back through my track that I went through before. That's my track going off into the distance. It's about 6 inches deep. The sled that I'm pulling is the Jet Sled Junior, and there's my pull setup. It pulls pretty hard in powder. I mean, this snow it's up to my elbow, and it's just fluffy. There's just nothing to it. However, once you do get in a track, this is me going back over my last track. Pulls really smooth, doesn't sink. The curved front is very nice. All of the snow that's in there is from me jumping with my son. I run him on and off this road over here where it's plowed up, and he ends up getting a lot of snow on the sled with him. There's my son. He weighs about 50 pounds and he's sinking probably 5 inches. And now he's actually on his stomach. The snow is not really that deep. Anyhow, pulls nice. Let's take it inside and we'll show you what she's made of here and how I accomplished this. So Jay Schweck here. This is my fancy smancy sled. As you can see, it's the Jet Sled Junior. I think I got it from Sportsman's Warehouse for around 30 bucks. I told you that I'd show you the breakdown on this sled. What I've got is, here's my carabiner connectors. What I did is I drilled some holes in this pipe and then ran some rope through and then just put some cheap carabiners up to some eye bolts. Pretty simple. They run up here, and then what I've got is I've got a couple different areas where I can connect the rope up to my carabiners. This is just off an old backpack. I have a strap on either side, plus I have a D-ring in the very back right here. That way I can take these off and I can connect them to the D-ring, putting the pole of the sled directly behind me. I kind of like that because if I ever want to stop and I want to look at the sled, then the waist belt allows me to turn, and I can do that. But if these are connected on the sides, I'm locked. I can't turn. So I really like that. It was really easy just to take a piece of strap. I sew. I'm not very good at it, but put the D-ring on the bottom. That really helped out as far as allowing me to move. What you will notice is that I've got kind of a funny setup up here on the top, and I'd like to show you that. This sled right now is set up for pulling in the snow because these wheels, as you can see, they're above where the sled would normally pull. So the question then becomes, why do I have these wheels? I built this carriage setup by hand. I got most of the parts from Home Depot. These are actually just stroller wheels that I pulled off of my wife's stroller, and they just simply connect in through this strap. This was already pre-drilled. I just made this hole bigger. So then I can put my stroller wheels up on the top when I'm not using them. I drilled the holes kind of tight so the wheels would stay on, which is nice. I like it that way. and it connects in. There's no pins or bolts that I have to worry about. That way my son can ride in here and hang on to this. But really why I have this is so you can use the sled on dirt. And that's one of the big advantages. I just pull the wheels off. These are on hinges, so I hinge them down. I pull this out. This is just a piece of electrical EMT. It's got a bar in it. See, I mean, there's no way you could bend that. I shove the big bar in and then put a big rubber gasket in there. But essentially, all I do is I pull the wheels off. And this one's just as tight as the other one. Flip it upside down. And then I reassemble. Put this wheel on this side. Put my bar in. Slides on. So if I was to turn it and show you, looks like that. Take my second wheel. I also stick it in. Take my bar. And then I built the sled so that when the wheels go out, they don't fall off. And lo and behold, now I have a sled I can pull across the dirt if it's weighted properly. What you'll notice on this design is that I put the bar, let me make sure you guys can see this, I put the bar right at the bottom of the sled. So when my son or the weight sits in it, it sits kind of on this drive shaft, so to speak. One of the reasons why I did this is because I'm going to travel to a yurt in the spring, and about 2 miles of it is going to be on the dirt, and then the rest of the distance is all going to be on the snow. So I have to be able to transfer from dirt to snow, and so I built this carriage underneath it. The carriage cost was probably $15, $20. It's pretty nice, works out really well. Let me zoom in here and I'll show you what I did on this piece. This is this right here is angled over on the jet sled, so these bolts right here, let me turn this over. What you'll notice is on right there, that's how I put it together. So I put a big piece of bar underneath here so it'll support the weight of whatever I put in the sled. I've had my son ride in it, works out really well. I'd show you some videos, but it's really snowy outside, as you'll see from me taking this out. Up here, once again, it's just really simple. You just put eye bolts through the holes. It's pre-drilled if you buy the Jet Sled Junior for the eye bolts up front. It's not pre-drilled for these. You got to drill this hole and drill this hole. However, if you have a set of old stroller wheels kicking around like I do, it's pretty cheap. I put on some PVC pipe and off I go down the trail. Anyhow, feel free to post any questions you want. I learned some couple good lessons on this. One is that you can build a sled that goes across water, snow, and land. Because it's inside the sled, there's no holes. I now can go across land with a sizable load while hiking if needed, and I can also do snow as well. Anyhow, that's how I modified the Jet Sled Junior, and that's my setup.